This is Greg Forzani with another video on don't miss the point of business. So I want to talk about increasing revenue and how, with many of the clients I've worked with, how we increase our revenue, kind of put it into a formula to make it so you can predictably increase your revenue. And by the way, just so we're clear, increasing revenue is not the only answer to make your business more profitable. You have to also be decreasing your cost of goods percent of revenue, which means increase your gross margin. And decreasing your expenses as a percentage of revenue. Those two things help you increase the net profit percent. But conversations for another day. Increasing revenue. It's really simple. If you want to actually predictably manufacture more revenue, what my clients and I do together is this. There's two things that make up revenue. One is how many transactions you do. And the second piece is you take how many transactions you do and times that by how much your average transaction is. That's it. Revenue is always made up of how many transactions times your average transaction. So we focus on both. So let's talk number of transactions. Well, your number of transactions is actually made up of your current customers and potential new customers. Makes sense? So let's talk current customers. How do you impact number of transactions of current customers? Well, it's retention rate of your customers. So we work on raving fan processes, things like that, and customer engagement, follow-up calls, things like those, to make sure that your current customer continues to buy from you and you don't have much attrition there. You have a high retention rate of current customers. Second thing we do for current customers is focus on how do we interact with the customer, what do we do in their best interest to get them to buy more often? What tools do we put in place to do that? There's marketing, there's promotions, there's merchandising, there's product selection, there's training your staff, all these things to help get your customer to buy more often, but again, in your customer's best interest. So that covers current customers. New customers. Well, to get new customer transactions, you have to have a marketing plan, which is a different video we talk about. You have to have a sales process, which means whenever someone hears of your marketing and engages you, what are you doing with them to make sure that they buy from you? That's in their best interest. All those things impact new customers. New customers plus current customers add up to total transactions. On the other side of the formula, there's average transaction. So what are you doing? What are the things we do to increase the average transaction? And there's so many things. There's staff training, there's understanding your customer, there's merchandising, there's signage, there's ongoing contact with your customer. There's many things. The product mix, service mix, all those things, add-on sales. But again, all in your customer's best interest. What are we doing to increase that average transaction? Those things together, if they're properly formatted and laid out, and every single one of them is tracked, and every single one of them has a tool, and the staff's trained on all those tools, all those things will predictably, again, I say the word predictably, increase your revenue. So don't miss the point about how to increase revenue. You have to manufacture that. It's not a magic pill. It's not a thing where you just, hire a marketing company and poof, your revenue increases. That's not the way business works. If it was that easy, all businesses in the world would be increasing revenue and succeeding. And we know from the Small Business Association of the US that 66% of businesses fail in 10 years. That's a sad statistic. Entrepreneurism should drive the world. This shouldn't happen. So don't miss the point. You got to learn how to manufacture increasing revenue. It's not a magic pill.